that it was a homework, so I believe that you guys did the homework, so it's not very difficult. You can just follow the instruction and type and see what's going on. So first time to learn the R programming, as I said, it's very easy. It can easily catch up, but it will take a time to be the expertise or higher level skill. Okay, for me, I still the beginning, so I'm not doing a lot of research with the R programming, but it is true that nowadays the R programming has been used a wide range of the applications, so it's good for your the experience also. So let's skip to the third part. Is a visualization. It's a page 20, I think. So there's no page number, I will put the page number. But that is this one. So 21st. Okay. So basically, to draw the to do the visualization, to draw the plot, you need to specify each and every line. But fortunately, there are packages to make the user draw such a diagram or graph easily, so you can use. Many of them are installed as a basic package. Otherwise, you need to install that package. You know how to install the package. You can install that package and give the name of that. Otherwise, and also after install it, you need to load into the memory that is library. Okay, so it provides a basic chart like a pie chart. Okay, so you can give the graph, and for each, so if you need any help for that, you can use the help command that we have did the beginning of that. So why don't you try some basic chart? Okay, you can type as it is. Should be right. So let's have some basic one. It is and you can. So most of them, the syntax of them are straightforward. You can see, you can understand. So pie chart. So 1 to 12, but it's a rainbow. 12 different the rainbow color will be automatically assigned like this. So you can practice more than that. You can specify the different value. And you can also do the bar chart. To do the bar chart, you can have the different. So this one, I think it's not printed correctly, but you have the x-axis and method and value that can be automatically plotted. Okay. And we have the circular chart. This is much more fancy. Okay, so instead of the histogram, the bar histogram, we can make the circular histogram. You can see something pattern of that. So when you make the graph, so from your output, why don't you think about such a? So it doesn't have to be always the final output, like the precision and record. One of the team, asked me the question, can I draw the graph for the precision and record? Yes, you can do that, but think about the interesting, the value, or in the middle of it's not the final output. Like for example, I suggest one of the team, team 1. So if you show the final output, like my algorithm is 90% accuracy. So 90%, just the histogram, the correct 90%, incorrect 10%. Instead of that, why don't you think about the US map and how whether this is the predicted, the Democratic predicted as the Republican by state, that will be much more interesting. Okay? And see the how much correct or the confidence level or the probability. Texas probably Republican is the highest. Okay? Then you can make some how much confidence by the level of the each state. Okay? And also this is a dot chart. So okay. You can see there are a lot of the interesting. So if even visual 3D the visualization with R is almost the above textbook. So only for the visualization. Okay. And this and those are the very popular graph used in a lot of the research paper. Okay, you can see something smoothness. The histogram. Okay. And compare with the Poisson, the PDF with the result, certain result. And this one is called the mosaic plot, and you can see the size of the area in case of the plot. Okay. And the scatter or the line plot is used a lot, x and y versus. So for example, I suggest one of the team to use the precision and lithograph along the different because how much precise. Okay, so that is one very popular graph, the precision and lithograph. So nowadays, such as if we have the not only x and y, but also we have another level, this can be easily converted to the 3D visualization. So for the different color, so in case of the 2 dimension, we need to use such a different color to represent the level of this type. But if we use the 3D, it can be easily. We can easily understand the value. And bubble plot, we can also from the size, so that is kind of weight. Also, you can use the 3D to represent this one. Also, if you can use the Google visualization, so also it can be dynamic change along the time. It's a 4 dimension, right? So you can think about such a dynamic one. Also, sometimes you can combine the different plot. Okay, so you can combine. You can see something change. This one is used a lot in the bioinformatics when you have the multiple parameters. Okay? Not only x and y, even each tile represents the pattern or the graph. What is the name of that? It's a pair correlation plot. You can see this one and this one is correlated, but this one is not. You can see clearly there's such a correlation. This is a combination of some dendrogram, okay, hierarchical representation for each attribute and also their relationship. Okay. And nowadays, such a 3D, I actually print out this one. So last time, so if you can make the 3D, the graph, okay, plot, this one. Actually, the 3D itself is we can add one more parameter, the x, y, and z. So the only thing you need to do is you need to use another package that can convert the 3D value into STL5 form. So even such a dendrogram, the output of the classification can be used for the hierarchical classification, can be used for the visualization. So there exists the ggplot, which is very popular nowadays. It's actually extension of based on the qplot. So more powerful visualization it provides. Okay. So you need to actually install the ggplot to use this one. Why don't we test this? why don't you test this one? So I don't think I installed.
Packages.
What's the problem?
Packages.
Packages.
Install packages.
You can go to package menu and install.
I don't know what happened. So internet connection. I think it's connected. No. Yeah, why don't you try? So this one. Then
Without the application.
you can see. As you can see, it's more powerful than the between the visualization tool. So you can do more than that after you install. So why don't you take a look at why don't you read the ggplot documentation and also help us to get the more idea. Okay, you will read it better than me. Then we can skip to the, we can test more the 3D example. This is what I tested. You can save the file sometimes into the PDF file, so you can use the Outlook then in your if you write a paper, so sometimes the editorial or the conference manager ask the higher quality or better quality image or the original image, you can submit such a PDF file for the images. Okay. Then R programming also you can find many of the existing data mining packages, so you can use such a data mining package for your data analytics, so you can practice the basic implementation, just like as if you are using the Weka for the data mining tool. You can use the R programming. It's very simple to use and easily adjust the parameter. You can test the parameter, but also you can provide such a nice visualization. Like for example, it's a decision tree, so you can easily understand which attribute of decide such a decision. Okay? And it has a random forest and that we have this. But also the k-means clustering algorithm is implemented, but I recommend you to implement by yourself to understand. Okay, sometimes it's biased. It's not general solution. Do not believe everything. So if you are doing your research, I strongly suggest to you implement such a basic algorithm, data mining algorithm is not very difficult. So you can, as you can imagine, this might be the initial case, right? And randomly selected. Also, you can see that you can apply the output of that as a visualization. Okay? And the hierarchical clustering that you can use the dendrogram. Okay? Also, we can find the association as a rules using the association rule mining. Then, how to use the R programming for the social user mining. To do that, actually, when I tested the R programming first time with the Facebook, it was very nice. So I can easily get the information about my friend and other. But recently, since 2014, so spring, the year ago, the Facebook start to provide the API to access the general information about the user. Instead, you can access only the user who like your app. Okay, it's a like or what? It's a like. So when I first need to create the app project, then those who like my project, then you can access only those users. So if you create only the project itself, you can access only yourself information. It's very hard to analyze any data. So at that time, you need to get the like from your friend or other, then finally you can access the data. Instead, the Twitter is much easier. So, however, even in Twitter, you need to get the token. It's kind of a key, API key, by following this one, and also you need to specify the website of your app and the callback URL of this one. It's the local address. Then finally, you can get the API key, API secret. So why don't you go to this one? So if you have the Twitter user, you can use the same user ID, then you can get such a API key. There might be, I don't know exactly the limitation, but there might be the limitation. Am I correct? The number of tweets that you can download?
No,
So
it's open, but Twitter sends you only 1% of the tweets.
There's no limit of how many you can put in.
Request?
It's a certain amount of time.
yeah, there might be the limit. So you
In
can have
Twitter, Professor, there is a 3,000 requests per hour.
per hour, something like that. So to prevent the massive job, so but research purpose maybe the reasonable. So
I think Twitter, Professor, they sell data, right? They can buy.
They have Ganib, yeah.
You can buy, I think.
So you need to provide such the key and the secret, the two value to access the Twitter data. Then you can. One more important thing is the social media mining is a text mining, which means you need to do a lot of pre-processing, like remove the stop word. For example, the or dash. So you need to get rid of such a meaningless word. Also, sometimes there is not exact words, so you need to replace a lot of pre-processing. Also, it depends on the language. So if you are using for example, the Arabic or the other Chinese languages, totally different from the English. So some of the algorithm or the packages are biased to most of them biased to a specific language. That is a reason. A couple of years ago, Google hired a lot of native Chinese speakers. They tried to access 2 or 3 years ago. They tried to build something, the big project, the recognition and everything in mainland China, but it's blocked. So, but still, many of the social media companies they try to hire the native language speaker to improve the quality of the text mining. So it's also a good idea because we have the most of the student are the international student. You can focus on the text mining for the own language. That's very important. Also, what about the translation? Okay. Translate the Facebook. There's an option to translate instantly. But if we the mind translated data, how much different from the original language? That's also the interesting topic. Okay, so why don't you think about such a thing? So you can practice this one. Hopefully, I successfully did a couple of times this one, but is there anyone who tests with the description? No one? Yes, does it work? So why don't why don't you try, okay, to get the Twitter? Some of the team actually use the Twitter data to do that. Anyway, you need to get the authentication. Okay. Then so first where's that? So you can get the tweet, so you can replace the data mining, but unfortunately, sometimes if the tweet has special character or it's not the Unicode, okay, then it will be messed up. So this text mining, there are packages to remove or replace such a data, but if you are not lucky, when you type, for example, University of Bridgeport, there are a lot of tweets in Arabic and Chinese. Okay, you can find that. Then this algorithm, the script doesn't work. Okay, so you need to pre-process to remove, or there are packages, text mining packages to convert it. I think it's because of the Unicode problem. Okay, so many of the languages, non-the English languages, it's not enough for the Unicode, so it should be the other, the general the language code. Then, even though language is the English, but it doesn't fit the typing as well. That's based on the preference language. I tested many others when I make this one. University of Bridgeport usually doesn't work because if you get the tweet with the University of Bridgeport, a lot of the other languages. Then you can make get the tweet in a vector, then finally process it. So mostly such a tweet, not only the Twitter, but any message from the API, it will be stored as a corpus. Corpus is kind of the document. Okay, so you have your document, then you can process it as a vector format. Okay, then you can remove something stubborn. Even this text data mining, the tool provide remove the stubborn. Okay, and also data mining, the filter out using the data mining. You don't need to analyze the data mining itself because the old tweet has the data mining, so you can remove that part. Then also lower or upper or the lower letter. If that is the problem, you need to do that. And finally, for example, the output, you know what is the word cloud, so you can use the word cloud. Simply, you can build the output using the frequency. Facebook, you can do the same thing, but the different thing is you need to get the like from the user. Okay, and you can do. But if you are doing without the like, this is very nothing. Just very simple. So why don't you try? Okay, so it's exactly 8:25. I'm not going to have the lecture next week. Instead, I will check your status of your project. Okay, it will be very short. The class, but do not miss the next class. That will be the last one, and also check the day after the next week class. We will have the final project presentation, including the presentation as well as the displaying part. So I need your help and contribution. Any question? Not only for the today's topic, but anything. Okay, thanks so much. And you need to submit all your output by the Thursday. Otherwise, we do not have enough time to do that. So in case you will be delayed to finalize it, also you should send not the message, email me. Sometimes I cannot, if I have a lot of Canvas message, I cannot check all of them.